Reseller Clickbait Podcast, Episode 7.
What is going on, everyone? Welcome
Hey,
to the Reseller Clickbait Podcast. Ken, you want to tell these lovely people what this show is all about?
nope.
Nope. All right, then. Show's
No,
over.
hey. Tune in next week, folks.
Tune in next week.
No, Reseller Clickbait Podcast. Jimmy, Old School Flips, and I, we are full-time resellers, which we go to yard sales and thrift stores, pick up stuff, sell it online for cheaper, and we make YouTube videos. This podcast is YouTube and also at your favorite podcast location. And we just get together each week and chat about reselling, what's going on.
Top Gun and
Yeah, and movies and whatever happens
music.
to
We don't talk about reselling.
come up. Yeah, sometimes there's reseller content in it, but and we pick fun at other resellers and their videos and what they're doing and point out cool things that we see. So that's pretty much it. Last time I got in trouble for saying in a nutshell, so I'm not going to say that's it in a nutshell this time, but
I probably used that term 3 times that day because I heard it from the next day because we record this at night. I probably used that term 3, and I was like, man, next thing you know, I'm gonna be wearing a bright yellow hat, gonna grow out the full beard. He's got the tag still in his hat.
It's got the tag.
You're gonna return that sucker?
Or look, it still has like the hanger on it right there. I feel like Minnie Pearl. Got my tag on my hat.
Oh, guys,
that's funny.
It's a new bright yellow. What do you call that kind of hat?
It's like a newsboy hat.
Newsboy hat.
Yeah, they call them like an ivy style hat.
I did not know
There's
that.
few other names, but most commonly is a newsboy style.
Newsboy. He's wearing a bright yellow, newsboy style hat. I can't say that, and it's still got the tags in it, folks.
Yeah,
so are you planning on returning it, or are you planning on reselling it, or
you know what? I just threw it on real quick. Last week's show we talked about hats, and I had that whole pile of hats back there where Chucky is right now, and this hat was in it, so. I don't even know where it came from. I thought, hey, that fits pretty good. I'm going to wear it.
What are the chances that the kind of hat you wear
was?
Did you throw it in there?
I probably picked it up someplace. I remember buying it at a yard sale.
Oh, gotcha.
And so it probably just got in when I was cleaning up one day, threw all the hats in a tub, and
I thought we had a possessed doll scenario, like Chucky knew who you were.
I bet Chucky would look good with this
hat on. This guy's going to take me home. I already know who he is. I got one of his hats right here. You're going to die in your sleep from Chucky.
Hey, but you know what? You know what happened since last we spoke? Well, first of all, I want to throw out to everybody listening and watching, if you've been enjoying the show, we appreciate it. We got some good comments. We appreciate that. And if you're only ever going to listen to one episode of the Reseller Clickbait Podcast, don't make it this one because it's probably not going to be all that good. But next week, Jimmy and I have been working. We got a monumental, epic, I'm going to go as far as saying epic episode next week. So you're going to want to stick around for that.
Yeah, we got Michael Buffer to do the opening.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, it's going to be one of those kind of shows. Yep.
But anyway, you know what happened, Jimmy?
I don't. I shaved.
That happened. And
I had a birthday.
You also had a birthday. All of a sudden, I find out my girlfriend told me, hey, do you know today's Jimmy's birthday? I'm like, how the hell do you know today's Jimmy's birthday? Well, she does Facebook a lot more than I do. So that's why I dressed up the place right here.
Oh, appreciate it.
And speaking of,
you wore the yellow hat.
I wore the bright yellow hat, but I am going to change hats here.
Oh boy, you got the birthday hat, the party animal birthday hat on in celebration. Yeah, I'm only 3 too, so that's perfect. 3 candles, that's perfect.
Jimmy's got 3 candles on that, but he also has 1 candle on this yummy cupcake.
Oh, that's awesome.
Look at that with
He's
colored
got a
sprinkles.
cupcake with sprinkles, and I don't get to eat any of it. Dang it!
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a wish for you, and
Oh,
I'm
I
gonna blow
appreciate
out
that.
your candle,
Can
and then
it be something to do with YouTube
and I'm gonna
success?
eat this right in front of you, right here live on the show. So let
He's
me
gonna-
think of a wish.
He just blew out the candle.
I got it in one blow, so
It
that
wasn't
means
one
that
of those.
oh, look at this. This thing looks
What kind of
delicious.
cake is that? Is it yellow? Oh,
It is.
my
It's a
favorite.
vanilla
Vanilla on
cupcake.
vanilla is my favorite kind of cake. I'm a vanilla kind of guy. All right, folks. So he's eating the cupcake. So I'm he just dropped. That's he's making a mess, folks.
Now I got cupcake all over my shorts. Hey, this thing is pretty good. I didn't
Who
know
made
you
the
could
cupcake?
buy.
Did you buy it? Is it pre-made?
I did. I bought this at Walmart at the
At
Walmart bakery
Okay.
earlier. I'm gonna take one more bite because this thing
All right.
is
Go ahead.
delicious.
And I don't know what to talk about because you're supposed to be singing happy birthday.
Oh,
I didn't get Sonia did make me a cake. We didn't sing happy birthday.
I'm sure
Sonia
that's
made me
annoying.
a cake, and then she accused me of eating it all. That's messed up, huh? Like, she made me a cake, and then she accused me of eating it all.
Wasn't that what the point was?
But I didn't even eat it all. It was a huge cake. It was like a huge sheet cake that she made for the two of us because my boys are weird. My two sons don't like cake, which is very weird, but they just don't like cake. So neither one of them had any cake. Woke up the next day, or Sonia got home from work the next day, and more than half of the cake is gone. She's like, "You ate all that cake by yourself?" And I was like, "What are you talking about? I had a couple slices." She's like, "You ate, look how much is gone." I'm like, "I didn't eat all that. You had some?" She's like, "I had one slice." And I'm like, "Well, I told my sister she can have some too." And my wife didn't believe that my sister had any. She thought that I ate an entire half a sheet cake to myself. I mean, it's plausible, but
Yeah,
I mean, I did have, there's a look of guilt right here when,
right.
when you think about cake missing.
Let's look around the room.
Right.
Who might have eaten that cake?
And it's not even the look on my face; it's just me standing in the corner, maybe.
But I didn't want it to go by. I wanted to say happy birthday, my friend.
Got some cupcake
for sure. So I would assume that you got all your stuff turned in for the AARP, and you're going to be drawing your Social Security soon.
Sure enough. Now I did get an awesome birthday present from my son and his girlfriend.
Okay, what did you get?
I got a Black Series Ray lightsaber. Like, it's like an authentic replica, if there's such a thing, of a lightsaber. It's
and is
heavy.
That on the shelf behind you?
Give me 2 seconds.
Okay. Oh, and Jimmy's gone. Oh, so I'll take this time to change hats. Oh, he's still there. We just can't see him. So I'm going to change back to my bright yellow hat.
Check it out.
Oh.
Watch this.
So Jimmy, right now, for those of you listening, he went to the toy box and he picked up his new Black Series Ray Star Wars lightsaber, and he is winging it around the room. And oh, that is sweet.
Pretty cool, huh? I'm gonna leave that sucker right here for now.
You might need that later in the show.
Sorry for that boring audio part, but yeah, it was really cool. They surprised me 100% with it. They walked in the door and like, "Here you go," and I was like, "What?"
Now, is that part of a collection? Do you have more lightsabers and you're
I
adding
do not.
that one?
This is my first lightsaber. This is an expensive lightsaber.
Okay.
Yeah, it was not cheap. But it goes good with my Star Wars collection. It's now the focal point. Is that the right word?
Yes.
Of my Star Wars collection.
And
it was funny because they didn't even know, but I had just made, you can't see it because my hands, my Star Wars shelf. And so now I have this piece to go on my Star Wars collection shelf.
That is perfect. Well, that's a great gift.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome.
I love getting toys. I still ask Santa for toys at Christmas.
Well, you are Santa, so how does that work? We
Well,
determine you. Do you talk to yourself, or
I just go by. Yeah, I write myself a letter.
I'm really enjoying the fact that you have some some
Do
cupcake on the tip of your nose, and we're on camera, and you haven't noticed it yet. So I'm really enjoying that. That's a good 4 or 5 minutes that it was there, a video. So
oh,
I
great!
really am enjoying that. I should probably not have told you. I could have enjoyed it for longer, but
Cut. Take two.
cut, take two.
Re-record. So you got accused of eating all of
Yeah, and so then my
the
sister, because
cake.
she's so nice, she comes out of her room. She's like, I had 2 slices of cake also.
Okay,
She
so
was like,
you were
over the
vindicated.
course of 2 days. So that explains why the cake was half gone. It wasn't just me eating the cake. Now, did I have 2 nice sizes of cake with a scoop of ice cream? It was my birthday.
It's your birthday. That's
Right.
what you're supposed to do.
I'm regretting it now, but at the
Yes.
time it was delish. I love cake and ice cream together.
So are you a now? Do you mix them together?
Yes. A
No,
scoop of
no,
ice
no.
cream with a piece of cake. Yes.
Like in the same
In the same bite,
bite.
100%.
No,
Now,
no.
after the show, I got to go have another piece. See what you did.
I was going to ask you
Tony's
if
going to
you
yell
were
at me for having that too.
that
I'll
your
record.
boys didn't like cake. Are they pie guys? Or are they just
No,
not sweets?
they're like milkshake, mostly milkshake guys, or like a Blizzard from Dairy Queen.
Ah.
And
So
they
are
like
you
cookies. They like and brownies. They love brownies. So yeah,
are you
and
a
I
cake
actually
guy or
don't
a
like
pie
a brownie.
guy? You're not a big fan. I like that. I like the outside edges of brownies. Like
You're
the
one of those
outside
guys.
of the pan. Yeah, that likes that
You're that
crispy
guy.
crunchiness.
Well, for starters, I don't like a brownie, but if I do like a brownie, it has to be the soft center.
Center portion. You could put a scoop of
You,
ice cream on that now. A
yeah,
brownie
that's
with ice cream on it is good, and I love cake and ice cream together, but it's scoop of
separate.
ice cream, bite of cake.
So
Now,
I'm one of those guys, and then you're one of the crusty brownie guys.
crusty something. It's now my dad's one of these guys too that'll take a piece of cake and put it in a bowl and pour milk on it.
No,
No,
that's not okay.
it's like I don't even know how I came from that stock.
That's like mush, right? It's
Yeah,
mush.
I don't know
Slop mush.
how he does it.
Yeah, I mean, I like cake and ice cream. I don't like brownies. I don't like mush. I don't know where we're going with this conversation. Cheesecake is my favorite. I mean,
I love dessert.
yeah.
Dessert just in general is great. I don't eat a lot of sweets in general, but just I love when it's dessert time after a meal. I like the my favorite one is the strawberry pretzel cake. You know what that is?
Yeah,
It kind of has pretzels on the bottom for like a crust, and then then strawberry gelatin kind of. Oh, I love that stuff.
No, I mean it's okay.
I'm going to put you on the spot though, Jimmy. You had said, you were accused of eating cake, and that if you looked around the room it'd be hard to tell. But you told me a story the other day. I don't know if we're sharing this, but I'm going to make you share it about you carrying some boxes around in the basement with your basketball shorts on.
With my basketball shorts on, yes, that's what I was doing.
Yes.
So I had to. We have a box full of packing supply that just the stuff that came in other box deliveries. Like we keep packing supplies, and I had to use the box that we keep that in to ship something.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to pick that box up, and then I was dumping the packing supplies into another box. And as I'm doing that, I'm holding the box and I'm going like this, and I don't have a free hand. And I've lost a little bit of weight, not a lot at all. And my basketball shorts don't fit me like they used to.
Okay.
So, needless to say, about halfway through there, my shorts just dropped.
There's Jimmy standing there with his packing supplies hanging out.
So I'm down here in the bed. Sonia's standing right there next to me, dying laughing. If she looks over, and I look like an old grandpa with his like all those videos you used to see back on America's Funniest Home Videos, also known as TikTok today, for you young crowd.
Yes.
And yeah, she was just dying laughing, and I'm like, I just had to finish what I was doing before I could pull them up. So that was fun.
Picture
Thanks for bringing that up.
in your mind there, Jimmy, walking with his shorts around his ankles.
No,
yeah, I
don't
about died
picture
when
that.
you.
Listen, people, don't be trying to fulfill your dreams and fantasies through this podcast. Don't be trying to. I don't need that. All right. Don't be sending me messages about it.
So you had a good birthday then. So besides the whole cake fiasco.
Yeah. So we went out to dinner with Dan, the answer man, and his wife Krista.
Yeah.
Had a nice steak dinner on my actual birthday.
Okay.
And then the next day we went to lunch with my boys.
Oh, is that the Instagram that you put out? Was it an Instagram or was that a YouTube short?
It was InstaWebs.
An InstaWebs where you took the train.
Yeah, it was an Instagram story that I did. Yeah.
Instagram story. Go check out Jimmy's Instagram, Old School Flips.
Yeah, the Instagram stories go away though, so it's not there anymore.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, still come check out my Instagram, Old School Flips.
Yeah,
I do a decent amount of stories on there now.
But so we'll frame that for it, because I thought we were talking earlier. I thought that story was really cool, because in my area we don't have like a train transit
Depot
system anywhere around. So Jimmy was going to from his city to downtown Denver.
Yeah,
and there's a train depot or a train stop station right down the street from his house, and just a cool video following along with the whole trip, getting on the train.
Right. No, I had to cut out the guy peeing on the train, and I had to cut out when the train, almost went off the tracks. All the stuff that nobody wants to see, I cut out. And it was just me and my family going down.
Just boring, just out the window, miles of nothing. Meanwhile,
miles of nothing.
There's a guy peeing right next to you.
Priorities,
Denver, Jimmy. You gotta learn how to make good content.
I just don't know how. That you're probably right. I probably cut out all the stuff that people actually want to see. All right, Ken, I have a huge issue with you. You let me down, buddy.
What did I do?
You let everybody down. You let all the 5 listeners down. You let everybody down last week. Do you have any idea why you let us down? I think you know, but I'm not going to give you a chance to say it.
I have no clue.
There's something that Ken failed to do in the show last week that he's done every week up until this point. Now you know what I'm talking about.
I do. Did I forget that?
You forgot to continue the smear campaign of the old logo.
The logo, the fishhook logo.
For those of you that haven't watched yet or don't know about this, I came up with the worst logo ever with my creative abilities that I normally have. I let me down, and I made a fish tackle type clickbait logo. It's right here for you guys to see. And Ken, who absolutely loved the logo, decided, even though he loves it, he's gonna, against his better judgment,
look at this.
He's gonna come up with a new logo, which is amazing, by the way. I love our logo. He's gonna come up with a new logo, and then every episode of the podcast, he is going to come up with something to smear, talk trash about, make fun of the original, never was original logo because it was so bad. and he didn't do it last week.
Yes,
guys.
I didn't real. I mean, we were having a blast on the show. I just didn't even. The thought
So
didn't enter my mind.
I've
So
decided to give him a mulligan.
okay,
Now, it was supposed to be an every episode smear campaign. Like, you were not supposed to miss. But in this one time,
well,
I'm going to use a golf term and give him a mulligan.
okay. So I get a do over here.
A do-over, yes.
Well, I think if you go ahead and flash the logo up on the screen again right
Where do you
now.
want it? Do you want it over my face, over your face, in the middle, up here, over there, down here?
No, just right in the middle, right in the
Right,
middle. And I
right
think
here?
we'll have yes, right. Which way? Right
Right
in
there. Okay,
between
there's the
us,
logo,
right
guys.
there.
It's right there. Wait, hold it.
And I think if people just
For those of you listening, we're trying to point at the same time, and every time I put my hand down, he puts his hand up.
so I think if people just take a second to look at that logo,
Right.
it really smears
I'm gonna
itself.
spin it real quick.
It smears itself
I'm
when
gonna
you
make it.
just
It's
look
good.
at
Right
it.
now, it's
So
doing all kinds of crazy animations and effects with that logo.
if you think, I want to see down in the comments if you want the smear campaign, if you want me to keep tearing up Jimmy's logo every week, let us know down in the comments, and we'll let you know how the vote came out next week, and then I'll be able to tell if I got to prepare something, because I like to make it a spectacle. I like to really make it like just
Yeah, I mean, it's
drive
been
it
funny.
into
I've
the
enjoyed the
ground.
smear campaign. It
So
made the logo worthwhile, because at first the logo was not worthwhile. The logo was a waste of my time because it was that bad. But the smear campaign has given it new life and made it worthwhile. I've enjoyed it. I've had some good laughs at my expense over the logo. So I think we should keep it going. But I agree. Let's let the chat decide. Do you
yes.
guys love the smear campaign? Do you hate it? Are you guys pissed at Ken like I am for letting us down and not continuing it? Do we have
Man,
a comment of the week? Speaking of that, we didn't get a ton of comments.
we didn't get, we asked
We
for
asked.
a bunch of comments this week, and there wasn't a whole lot on this
Sonia commented a
episode.
lot.
I am going to, well, that's because I think we made fun of her. Well, I didn't make fun of her, but I'm gonna call it up right here, right now, and let's see. I will pick one live. This is a live comment of the week.
Reseller clickbait podcast.
Oh, were you guys here?
There. You can hear me clicking on it over
You guys
here.
can hear him clicking. He didn't mute the YouTube.
Hey,
So you're
now
going to the comments right now.
I am first name on the list though of comments. A blast from the past, a guy that we haven't seen for a little while. Dan the Answer Man.
Oh, that's
You had dinner, but we
right.
haven't seen him in
That's
the
the
chat.
comment of the week, by the way.
And now, okay, so he says, I like telling dad jokes. Sometimes he laughs.
So that in itself is a great dad joke.
That is a perfect dad
We
joke.
should have Dan
And
on the show for a dad joke special.
you know what? I think because we have this epic, monumental, like top-notch show coming up next week.
Yeah, it's
And
gonna be epic, you guys. You have no idea what's in store. It's gonna be epic.
it's going to be. I'm beside myself. I'm
Right,
like,
yeah,
if you
I'm
look,
excited too.
if you were watching, there's two of me right now, and the other one
The
is
Chucky doll represents the other him right there.
yeah.
We'll put the
I need to
hat
get-
on the
I
Chucky.
need to get Chucky a bright yellow
And that's
hat.
actually what the next show is about. We're going to bring Chucky to life. No, that's terrible. We're gonna recreate the movie. Thankfully, he's across the country in Ohio, so you're gonna have to deal with Chucky.
I can handle it.
You
I think
should
I'm
have
gonna.
put helium in those balloons right there, and then you could have did the and talk
there-
high pitch.
You can't get a helium balloon around here. There's a helium shortage. Did you know
Shut
this?
the front door.
No, I'm serious.
You're making that up.
I am absolutely
I mean,
100%.
we have egg shortages. There's ramen noodle shortages. There's vegetable and fruit shortage.
There
helium
truly
shortage.
is a helium shortage. I kid you not.
How do you know? You
Well,
try to get helium
when
for
you
those balloons?
when you go to the stores around here that do helium balloons, none of them can
Why
do
are you trying to
helium
get
balloons.
helium balloons?
Because I'm a party waiting to happen,
You're a
Jimmy.
part-time clown?
I
Part-time reseller?
full-time reseller, part-time, full-time clown or something like that. I think that's on my banner. Full-time reseller, full-time fun is my little moniker on my YouTube
You
channel.
make balloon animals too? You have brown and white balloons and make a rose?
I can make you a flower that will make you sad and children cry and run away.
I'm still not sure how you know there's a helium shortage.
Well, when you go to get a helium balloon, they don't have helium, and they say, I'm gonna Google that right now because this makes for a great podcast when I
when you go. So I'm back to Dan the Answer Man now.
Yes.
We're gonna have to come up with some funds to pay him to be on the show because he's a celebrity. My question would be is if we asked Dan the Answer Man to be on like a dad joke special.
Yes.
Could our audience, could our view count handle it? Like our view count will go crazy up. If we put him in the thumbnail,
we might break the internets.
We could break the interwebs.
The bringing back.
They're gonna have to bring back dial-up because we're gonna break the interwebs.
Yeah, supply disruptions.
This is about helium now.
Helium source shortage 4.0. They're calling it. Yeah, there's truly. You can look it up. Look it up. Helium shortage.
Why? Okay.
Well, due to.
I mean, why do we care? I guess I know. I thought it would be funny if you
can't have a party without helium balloons. Because the best part is to cut them open at the end and.
So you're saying if I see a helium tank at a yard sale, I should buy it?
If it has helium in it, sure.
If it has, I wonder if we have. Sony used to always buy those tanks. There goes the balloon. Oh, you know what you should do is like scrub it against your hair so it gets static, and then stick it to your head, and then.
Okay, where do you see the failure in that? Rub it against my hair.
You have to do it right here on your beard.
Oh, there you go. So
my bad.
Why don't we say in 2 weeks?
In 2 weeks,
we have a dad joke off.
Be careful how you say that.
We'll reach out.
Be careful how you say that. Pronunciate very well.
Joke off.
All right. How about a dad joke? We got to come up with a better name than that. Not contest. Like something that said it's gonna be like a fight where what would you call it? It's not even joke off isn't right either though. The goal is to make the other person laugh.
Yeah, it's a make me laugh situation. We'll see if we get Dan Answerman to moderate, we'll submit. So we got a couple weeks here. We'll submit some jokes. We'll read some of our jokes. I'll read some jokes to you. You read some jokes to me. See if we can make you laugh. We'll get Dan the Answer Man to moderate whether it was a laugh, and we'll also get Dan
to bring jokes
to try to make both of us laugh. Oh, this is going to be great. I love this.
And I could do like a little counter in the corner up here for each of us.
Yes.
That'd be a fun edit.
It'll probably be Jimmy 15, Ken 0.
Because I laugh at everything. It's just I don't even know why. I can't even help but laugh.
However, I already did laugh at Dan's joke there as the comment of the week. I like telling dad jokes. Sometimes he laughs.
That's so stupid.
So yeah, if you laugh first, see, you make me laugh.
What was the one that I heard a good dad joke the other day? What was it? Oh, yeah, but I gotta save that one.
Yes,
You know,
save
keep
it
the
for
ammo
that. So
in the holster.
stay tuned for
All right, it
the
sounds like a
make
a
me
plan.
laugh dad joke off. I just like to keep saying that.
I know you do.
The joke.
Terrible. It just doesn't sound right. It's just not a good name. I mean,
Gee,
I can't. We're
yeah.
not. No thumbnails. Don't you get any
I
ideas?
was gonna say, don't let me make the thumbnail for
No.
the joke off, Jimmy.
It's gonna be like, is this for kids? Nope.
Yeah.
And we got to
Contains
be careful
explicit
because
lyrics.
sometimes the YouTube like algorithm or whatever that checks videos, it hears words wrong. I've heard a story. I can't even go into the story because the word that it mistook was so bad. But someone got in, a YouTuber got in trouble because they were using a word and the YouTube flagged it as a really, really, really bad word. And
Okay.
they got in trouble. Like their video got taken down and they got warnings and stuff. True story. I just not going to go in a lot of detail about that. So we have to be careful, is what I'm
Joke
trying
off.
to say.
Joke off. Joke off. Joke off. Joke off.
So
yeah,
that's scheduled. Now I can't confirm if
Yeah.
Dan the Answer Man will be there or not. I know he's a huge celebrity, and I know that's what
He's
everybody
a
wants to
busy
see.
guy.
He's a very busy guy, so I can't confirm that yet. But I will reach out to him and ask him. He'll see. He watches the podcast and listens to the podcast, so he'll know that he's been invited. It's just
And so if he quits answering your calls and your texts, you'll know that
yeah, right.
he
Yeah.
watched the podcast
He's
trying to
if he goes
avoid.
rogue, if he goes MIA, and we know that he wants no part of this. I'll be like, has anybody heard from or seen Dan? Nope. Yeah.
That's so. What else has been going on, Jimmy? We didn't even talk about how our week was. What'd you do this week? Anything since besides have a birthday?
Yeah. So the weekend, I still went sourcing. I did. So I got cat. Oh, that's good. I got catfished kind of by the yard sale treasure map. I don't think I even told you this.
No.
I live on the north side of Denver, and it's
Okay.
not a bad drive. It's about 35 minutes to the south side, but it's still a drive you don't want to make unless you have a good reason. So, and the weather kind of was So I open up the treasure map and I see there's a community sale on the south side. Oh, cool. Literally like 30 sales in that little area. So I'm like, sweet. And they all started at 8 and they all had addresses. So I was like, cool, we're going down there.
Yes.
So the first sale, we show up a little bit early. Early bird gets the worm. So we were there about 10 minutes early. Get to the house, nothing, like crickets, nothing going on.
Okay.
All right, well, they slept in. So then we go to the next house. Same thing. By now it's 8:00.
Yeah.
Crickets.
And you're going to addresses that are on the list.
Addresses that were on the map.
Okay.
Go to the third house. Nothing. It's after 8 now. Then we go to the fourth house. Still nothing. At this point, we're like, this was either canceled because of the weather or it was someone was messing with people, because when I went in and looked at it further, every single address was like individually typed in. Like it didn't have none. They all looked the same. None of them had pictures. So it was almost like the same person entered all the addresses. So there were no sales at all. Like, so me and Sonia are down here on the south side, spent 35 minutes just to get to the first sale. And like, I was like, I have to get like, Sonia, I know it's tempting, but don't chase signs. Let's just get to the south side and let's source down there. So we had to,
you passed up sales to get
we had that temptation was there, but we still just kept driving, kept the head down, and just kept driving on to the south. And so we ended up staying on the south side, but we had to break open the Craigslist maps and drive around and look for signs. And so it started off really slow. The day was really slow because of that. Ended up having one of my best finds of the year so far at one of the sales, and there'll be a YouTube video about that. I'm gonna clickbait the heck out of that.
Yes.
And
I've seen that find. And so you need to follow Jimmy on YouTube and check out what he found.
It was something that wasn't even for sale in the art sale. The guy like literally was like, "Oh, you like Pokemon? I'll give you that little bit of a tidbit." And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Oh, well, check this out." And I was like, "Shut the front door." And I didn't even look it up. I just bought it because it was cheap.
Man. I cannot wait to see the video.
I'm trying to think of good clickbait for it. It's going to be, I have an idea, but I don't want to spoiler it, so I'm not going to tell you. I'll tell you after the podcast, Ken. Sorry, everybody listening. You'll have to watch for the video.
Yes.
The video will probably be out on, actually, it'll probably already be out by the time this drops. So you'll probably have been able to see the video so you'll know what it's about. So I can actually talk about it.
Yeah.
We are smart.
I'm more confused by this
whole time. I'm like, don't spoiler alert it, Ken. I don't want anybody to know.
Yeah.
And the video's going to be out on Sunday.
That's right. Okay. So what did you? Okay. So what'd you find, Jimmy?
So dumb. I feel like a total idiot. Oh my gosh, I'm so stupid. I am smart. So I found a giant Snorlax. It's a
Snorlax.
It's a giant. He's right here. You guys listening can't see it, but it's this giant beanbag chair Snorlax.
It is a Pokemon character, Snorlax. It's a big, giant.
It's a giant beanbag, and it's
or
worth
as
$400.
Otherwise known as a shipping nightmare.
You know what? The person got $400 plus $200 shipping.
Wow.
I know it's not going to cost $200 to ship. Maybe $100, but I got that for $5.
Well, now that the cat's out of the bag,
or the Snorlax is out of the bag,
Snorlax is out of the bag. One of the best. You were
what was that?
Listing on Eric OBX Picker's show the other day with the group, and Jimmy's mentioning that he found a Snorlax. Now Tim, over the years, can be.
He doesn't know what Pokemon. He doesn't know Pokemon characters,
and he can be a little bit gullible at times, as like street smart and worldly as Tim is.
Right.
Sometimes it just, and so he's like, a Snorlax. The heck is a Snorlax? Jimmy says it's
quick-witted Jimmy.
It's a snoring laxative. It's a laxative you take to keep you from snoring. And just the look on Tim's face, like, no, that's ingenious.
I need that.
I need. Of course, everybody else on the panel and in the chat just, and then they let him in on. Jimmy went and got the Snorlax and showed him, and it was. I love Tim.
Yeah, he's hilarious.
And what this will come out. This will come out. Tim is getting married this weekend.
He will already be married by the time you're listening to this.
By the time, so congratulations to
congratulations.
Tim and Josie. They are.
That's funny.
A great, but the Snorlax, snoring laxative, which actually
would be the opposite, right? Like it'd make you snore more. Like if you take laxative, it makes you.
Yeah.
So maybe you would it get rid of all your snores?
And you wouldn't snore because you'd be like in the bathroom all night. Maybe that's how.
I'm confused. Snorlax, a snoring laxative, would make you snore more, but then you would be out of snores by the time you went to bed. I don't know. It really doesn't make sense.
This is gripping conversation.
Yeah. It's kind of like, what was that other conversation we had? Oh, well, when we're talking about the weather breaking, it's similar to that.
Yes.
Don't quite understand it. It's kind of like in a nutshell. I use the term all the time now because I have no idea what I'm saying when I say it. I'm like Ron Burgundy. Sometimes I'll use it in the wrong moment. I'll be looking something up, and Sonya be like, "So, how much is that worth?" And I'll be like, "It's worth about $35 in a nutshell." And she's like, no, you're not using it right, Jimmy.
That's not,
That's not. And then Ken was like, there's a helium shortage. I was like, well, in a nutshell, what do you mean? And he's like, no, that's not the right way to use it in a nutshell.
yeah.
So I just like weather break, I don't use it correctly either. But it's fun. It's fun for the kids.
Yeah, now we're just filling up time. I told everybody in the beginning, you don't need to listen to this one. Just
right. Yeah, this one makes no sense whatsoever.
Hey, I do have a question though. Something I've been thinking about. This is kind of reseller related. This may be a moral question.
Do I get to do a story time or anything?
Not really.
Oh darn.
It's okay. I want to preface this by saying I've never done this, but I think about it often. Right around the corner when I go to my postal store location right there, right on the end in that same plaza is the Salvation Army. Okay.
Salvo for sure. Salvo.
The Salvo. Now,
Rally Root style.
They have signs on their building that give their hours for drop off of donation items and signs that say that it can only be dropped off then. It's considered littering if you leave stuff outside the building when they're not open during drop-off hours. Okay, so a lot of times I drive by there and there's just piles of stuff by the back door. Now, let's say I were to stop by and rummage through this pile. Am I stealing?
I don't think so, but yeah.
If I take something, or am I doing my part? Give a hoot, don't pollute. I'm picking up some litter.
It's a great question because
there's a lot of times that people I think they just drive by when they're not open and literally just throw it out of the car, and they'll be on a windy day, there'll be clothes strewn across the parking lot.
It just sucks because it's a whole the bad apple situation. The reason why they have to post that is because people would dump their garbage there and act like they're donating.
Yeah.
That's why I'm assuming that's there. But in the same breath, if it's considered trash between those hours, I think you would have to, because that wouldn't be dumpster diving. Again, we're getting into the whole weather break thing. It's
like, I don't know if it's considered, because sometimes I've driven by and it's like, you always want to know, oh, what's in that box? Or, people leave plastic tubs full of stuff. You don't know what's in a plastic tub. And it's like, hell, I'd just like to have the plastic tub to store stuff in.
Right.
And I
don't know. I think I would. I think I wouldn't do it because I don't want to get in trouble. But
yeah,
maybe you could. There's got to be somebody you can ask. There's always somebody that you can ask.
Well, I go in there a lot, and I have a decent relationship with the cashiers and the manager and stuff, just because they see me in there all the time, and I'm I'm such a
dressed as a clown,
friendly guy. Oh yeah, you never
dressed
know.
As a clown, making balloon animals for everybody.
I think I'm going to wear this one in tomorrow.
Yeah, so I mean that's why I understand why they like you. If you come in right after your part-time job as a clown and make balloon animals for the kids, then I understand. Now,
I think the show has totally gone off the rails. Okay.
That's the old salvo.
It wasn't my greatest show, but I'm good enough. I'm smart enough.
Doggone it.
Gosh darn it. People like me. Hey, look at this. Yo,
I thought
this
you said
cupcake, it actually has a creamy filling too.
Now, that looks amazing, by the way.
It is. It's a very good cupcake. I enjoyed it on your behalf. That
there was going to be I was going to get to do a story time today.
Oh.
I had this ready and everything.
It's story time.
And then there's
that was my favorite one.
There's no story to do today?
I've got nothing.
We just with a story time today. Before we went on here, you said I got a story time for you to do.
Well, I wanted to hear about your your basketball shorts. It just happened to
Oh,
be
that was story
a
time.
short story.
It was a shorts story.
No pun intended.
Listen.
So we got coming up. This show going to be out
Next week will be epic.
next week.
You
Is
don't want to miss it. It'll be. The thumbnails will be. We'll tell you the whole story when you see it. It's gonna be epic. No spoilers whatsoever, though. Sorry, we can't do it.
So if you're listening to this one, be sure to comment, like, and subscribe. Check it out on YouTube and all your favorite podcast locations. And I think we'll call this one, Jimmy.
Yeah, sounds good.
So we will see you next week for episode 8.
Episode 8, the epic episode.
Ooh, the Epic 8. I think that's what we should call it.
Woo.
So, and happy birthday again.
Oh, thanks, man.